Hello. So we have just had the 1.0 setlist drop, so we know everything that is in the set. So this is going to be the start of my coverage of the set. So quick little, just going to explain what I'm going to be doing. You can skip ahead if you're not interested and you're just going to watch every video anyway, which you should do by subscribing to the channel so you're notified by all those videos and leaving a like to show that you're enjoying it. But anyway, basically, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be reviewing each colour individually, all the cards I get in this. Then the starter deck reviews should be coming out within that time period as well. And then I'll be doing a tier list prediction on the decks to keep an eye out for. And I will also do a video highlighting the absolute major, like, must pick up cards for the future at the end of all that. So that's sort of my plan for the coverage for this. But let's go ahead and get started with the red cards. And let me just start off by saying Red has taken an incredible W in this with what they've done here. It basically seems like what they've done is they've just taken the set 1 and then added in a little bit of set 2 and a little bit of set 3. Like the meta is going to be very similar, I think, because Red has a lot of the bullshit that made them so powerful in Japan. Let's go ahead and get started then. So we'll start with the Digi-X here. So Yokomon, this gives the inheritable when attacking. When you attack an opponent's Digimon, this Digimon gets 1000 DP for the turn. This is okay. It tends not to be run, but you may have to run it if there is nothing else. Then there is Bebidamon, which during your turn, if this Digimon has piercing, it gains 2000 DP. That's basically never going to happen, so you really don't want to be running that. Then there's Monodramon. This is a great card because it is a 0 cost evolve. It has 3000 DP, which is pretty standard at level 3, but also, or at rookie, whatever you want to call it, but also it's a 2 cost play, which is very relevant, which means, playing it's cheap. So this is going to be a staple card in red. Then there is Agumon. There's 3 costs, so it's 2000 DP, so a little bit understated, and in exchange for that you're getting the on-play, reveal top 5 cards of your deck, add a Tamer from your hand, and place the remaining cards on the bottom of your deck in any order. There is no Tamer-focused red deck, there is no red deck that really would want to run this. This is really not very good. It's basically, it's not that it's bad, it's just not something you value. It's not going to help advance your game plan, it's not going to help you win, so you're probably not going to want to run it. Okay, then we have Agumon Expert. Agumon Expert, which is 3 costing 1000 DP, so this is getting removed when you swing with it. On play, return 1 Digimon card with Agumon in its name from your recyclable into your hand. Again, really not something you value, not providing you with anything really of value of significance, so you can safely not run this card. Next there's Biomon. Now this is a 3 cost 2000 DP card, which has on your turn, when this Digimon is blocked, it gets 2000 DP. There are better level 3s to run than this. Really not very special at all. Probably not going to run it. And there's Muchomon. So here, this is a 3 cost. It costs 1 to evolve, but you are getting 5000 DP for that. Is that worth it? No. Majority of your opponent's deck is still going to be killing this. The stats are not super worth it. And frankly speaking, you're almost never going to be ending up on just like a level 3. It's going to go up to champion. Like, it's going to go up to level 4. It's, yeah, not super good. So basically the only relevant one here is Monodramon, which is the best one. Obviously, you'll be forced to run some of the others. It'll be, like, unoptimal, but there is good ones in the starter decks as well. So, you can go ahead and check out that video. I'll put a card up if it's up, but if it isn't, then it should be recommended. But yeah. Okay, on to the level 4s. So here, first we got Kokatorimon. This is 3 cost to play, but 2 to evolve, 4000 DP. So obviously, playing it for 3 is quite good. Unfortunately, in my experience, the amount of times you're going to be able to play this for 3 and then immediately evolve it up to a 4, so not be like left with a really kind of crappy body on board, is highly limited. Generally, you're going to be choked to like 1 or 2 memory. And also, it's not providing you with any kind of valuable inheritable either. Generally, there are just better level 4s than this. So yeah, I would be valuing cheaper evolutions more than cheaper on plays. Okay, on to the next row here. Yeah, then we've got Greymon. So this is 2 to evolve, 4 to play, 4000 DP. This has the inheritable. This Digimon gains 2000 DP on your turn. Not super good. It's not bad. That 2000 DP, once you get up to like Mega, is probably going to keep you safe. But again, it's just a bit, not super good. Then we got Tyrannomon, and here it's like exactly the same, except you're trading an inheritable for jamming. This is a bit better. I can see a reasonable justification for running this to just evolve and bash it in. That's definitely like a thing you could do, because obviously it's not going to get removed, so that's essentially free damage. It's okay. This one's pretty decent. Then there's Birdramon. Now this has an on play. One of your Digimon gets security attack +1 for the turn. That's really not great because you have to play it. You can't evolve it. So hard playing 4 to give something Digimon security attack +1 for the turn is basically going to end your turn almost all the time, unless your opponent like has set you to like 7 or 8, and that's generally going to be because they've hard played something huge that you're going to have to deal with immediately, or because they've cast some heavy removal that like you're going to have to recover from. Basically, this card sucks. Then there's Flareizamon, rather. And this is a 5 cost to play, 2 cost to evolve, 4000 DP on your turn. If you have 3 more memory, this Digimon gains security attack +1. Again, something your opponent can control. You're really very rarely actually going to have your set to 3 tamer. So like you're not always going to be able to guarantee that. It's a really pretty crappy combo, and again, level 4, like whatever. Now, these cards are a lot more of the reason why red is so strong. Dark Tyrannomon and Groundramon. Basically, you will be able to go from rookie, or not even rookie, you'll be able to go from level 2 to level 6 if your opponent gives you 3 memory to work with, which is ridiculous if you have both these cards. A 1 cost evolve to 4 is bonkers, and a 2 cost evolve to 5 is also bonkers. These are staple 4-ofs. I'll hear nothing else. They are fantastic, insane, and I believe red's the only one that gets them in this set. Obviously, come later on, everyone will get these and they'll be stable on every deck, and it's a lot more fair, but right now, red just has this stupid value here, and frankly, you would be an idiot not to max both. Then there's also Metal Greymon. Now, this is a 3 cost evolve to 5, and what you're getting here is when it attacks, you gain 3, and at the end of the turn, you lose 3 memory. So it's giving you more to work with, letting you do more, but it's then also letting your opponent do more. The value of this is kind of it's definitely not bad in the like set environment that we have at the moment. It's like okay, but you don't have to run that many level 5s, like 8 or something. So like you can be choosy here. Running it's definitely not the worst decision though. I've seen decks that do. There is better stuff that's coming out though. Then there is Garudamon. So this one is again 3 costs to evolve, 7 to play. This has piercing and an inheritable on your turn. When the Digimon is blocked, you draw 1. That's a lot better. I'd be much more inclined to run this over Metal Greymon, because yes, it is more expensive to hard play, but you're probably not going to have to hard play it. The piercing is going to be pretty nice, because it really de-incentivizes blocking, but there's not a huge amount of blocking, because I should say only red, blue, and yellow get their like good blockers from their starter decks. So other colors are not really going to have that. But, you know, if you get blocked, being able to just pierce, do a little bit, it's quite nice. And, of course, the inheritable to gain you advantage if your opponent does block is also quite nice. It's not spectacular, but it's okay. Alright, then we have Skull Greymon. So this has the on-play to delete one of your opponent's Digimon with blocker. This is purely a meta call, and I think it's going to be really, really bad in this meta, because there's like there's spoilers, black is dog shit. There's not going to be much blocking. This is probably not something you're really going to have to run at all. And then we got Metal Tyrannomon. Here you're just paying 3 for pretty big stats. Probably not worth it. Then we got War Greymon. So this has this is a 3 evolved to 6, which is not bad. And when digivolving, this Digimon gains security attack +1. And on your turn, this Digimon doesn't activate security skills on option cards it checks. This is highly relevant because Red has the best, in my opinion, option card in the game in Terra Force. So if you can just deny a Terra Force, that's really big. Trust me, a Terra Force security check can just swing the game then and there. So if you're able to deny it with a War Greymon, that's really nice. War Greymon's this is pretty solid. I would not be against running this. Then there is Breakdron. So here again, 3 cost evolve, same stats, but you're only getting piercing, a lot worse. Then, as we're coming to the end of the 1.0 cards here, we've got Tai Kamiya. This has, if you have 2 or less memory on your turn, set your memory to 3. And on your turn, all your red Digimon with 4 or more Digivolution cards gain security attack +1. You're going to run a couple of this. You're going to hope to security check it, so you don't have to pay the 4 for it. Yeah, you will run this. It's good. Then we've got Gravity Crush. This is a free card which says gain 2 and then at the end of the turn lose 2. This has kind of fallen out of favor in Japanese lists. I think it's pretty decent. It will let you do more, which is obviously nice. The downside is, of course, like you lose 2 at the end, so it's just letting you do more. It is letting you do more, but it's also letting your opponent do more, and you are losing hand advantage for it. So it's like, maybe it's worth running. Definitely worth testing. Then there's Nuclear Laser. This is a 3 cost option with, I would say, worth saying, like, these options do not have security effects, so it's like, so this is a 3 cost, main trigger, draw 2, and then one of your Digimon gets plus 2000 DP. Now, normally, in a card game, I would be like, draw 2 for 3, that's crazy, but in Digimon you draw so many cards for your evolutions that, like, it's actually not that good, and I would really not run it. Then there's Great Tornado, which is 3 for one of your Digimon gets 2000 DP and security attack +1. Pretty bad in my opinion. I would not run that. Okay, then we have Oblivion Bird. This says delete one of your opponent's Digimon with blocker. Now it does have a security effect to just do it, which is obviously quite nice, but again, not many blockers. Then we got Metal Greymon. This is a secret card. This is a level 5, and it has security attack +2, but when attacking, you lose 5 memory. So, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of this card. Yeah, let's avoid it. Okay, now we are on to the set 2 stuff, and we got Guilmon here. This is a free evolution, and it has the inheritable on your turn. When there are 5 or more cards in your opponent's trash, Digimon gets plus 1000 DP. You're probably going to run this just because you want free evolutions. Then there's Growlmon. This is a 2 cost evolve to 4, which gives the inheritable when attacking. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 2000 DP or less. That's basically never going to trigger, unfortunately, otherwise it'd be quite nice. If it was like 3000, I'd be like, okay, maybe. But yeah, that'd be, I think, a bit too good as well. So yeah, not super strong. Okay, then we've got War Growlmon here. This has when digivolving, if you have a red tamer in play, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3000 DP or less. Way too restrictive, way too reliant on, honestly, playing a tamer before is pretty bad. So, yeah, this card's not great. Then we got Volcanic Dramon. Security attack +1. This is a 3 cost evolve to 6 or an 11 cost hard play. And this has an on play to delete all your opponent's Digimon with 4000 DP or less. I think Rookie Rush is going to be very, very powerful in this 1.0 format. So I think basically, not only should you, arguably max this in red, you should be running this in every deck to out Rookie Rush, because very, very powerful, very useful, and a 3 cost evolve to 6 is fine. And then there's Gallantmon. This is another option, another very powerful card. This is a 4 cost evolve, but it has when digivolving. If you have a red tamer in play, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6000 DP or less. That's a lot more likely to go off, but again, the tamer restriction really does suck. And then when attacking, trash one of your opponent's security cards for every 10 cards in their trash. Now that's pretty interesting. You can build your decks around Gallantmon. They exist. How good are they? Generally speaking, there are other cards you want to go for, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But yeah. Then there is Sora Takenochi. On your turn, when one of your red Digimon attacks a player, you may suspend this tamer to get the Digimon 2000 DP for the turn. This is garbage. Then we got Radiation Blade, up to 2 of your Digimon gain security attack plus 1 for the turn. That's 3. Again, really not very good. And then Shield of the Just. This is a 6 cost. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 5,000 DP or less, and if you have a red tamer in play, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 8,000 DP or less instead. But it is and it activates Insecurity. But again, Terra Force, Gaia Force, whatever they're calling it, is the only option you really give a shit about. So not super relevant. And before we finish, there's one final card I have to talk about, which is basically the only card you really need to care about, and that is Omnimon. I mean, I don't really know what I can say about Omnimon besides this is the best card in 1.0. This is the best card in the game in Japan still. They're on set 3. This, like, Digimon very much has been the Omnimon show since this card came out. There are decks that can compete, but fundamentally, you just accelerate out an Omnimon, you delete your opponent's stuff, you gain advantage, and you just turb out your Omnimon and you win. And this is a red or blue card, so that's why red and blue will be meta, and red especially so because they have basically everything. They're missing very little from their up-to-date set 3 builds. So yeah. That's that. That is the red set review. I hope you guys found this interesting and informative. I hope you learned something. If you did, please leave a like on the video. Please sub to the channel for more Digimon content. Please comment your thoughts on the set in the comment section down below. And check the description for Discords and all that kind of stuff. And I will see you guys in the next video. Cheers.